Hello and welcome to Let's Play Project Zomboid, episode 16. Joining Special Agent Mulder on his 21st day of survival. And it looks like last night the power went out. It happens in every game. And it finally happened to us. My house is dark. It's warming up since it's summer in Kentucky. No AC. My fridge has no power. My stove has no power. All my food is thawing out. So to fix this sad state of affairs, I'm going to head outside. Oh, I just removed the curtains instead of opening them. Check for nearby zombos. Got my generator that I already set down next to my house. Go ahead and grab a gas can. Right click on the generator and then add fuel to it from the gas can. Let's see how much that actually added to the generator. Generator info. So, one full gas can filled the generator up to 80% fuel. Now I'm going to right click on the generator and click connect the generator. So this sort of puts the generator in power everything within 20 tiles mode. And now all I should have to do is right click and start it up. Turn on the generator. Okay. Generator is now running. Let's head inside to see if my lights and stuff are back on, which it looks like they are. Now my food is starting to thaw back out, or rather freeze back out. And my oven now has the option to turn on. Now, as I've discussed previously, the generator produces a loud sound that has the same radius as its the radius that it powers appliances. And that radius is about 20 tiles. So what I can do is, if I go to the left side to the pickup command, it starts to highlight all the tiles. So to get a rough idea of how far away this generator can be heard by zombies, I'm going to measure out 20 tiles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So to my fence is 15 tiles, and then a couple more tiles gets me to the edge of the street, and then a few more tiles gets me into the street. I'm going to deal with these two Zeds first before I continue. Yep, so 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So a little ways into the street is the attraction radius for the generator. Any zombie inside their attraction radius will be drawn towards the generator. And then from there they will start beating on my windows, beating on my doors, and generally making themselves a pain. Now I'm going to measure the distance towards my neighbor's house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's about 6 tiles into the neighbor's yard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm not going to measure in the direction of the other neighbor's yard, but it's going to be a couple of tiles into their yard as well. So that sort of delineates the circular zone inside of which the zombies will be attracted to the noise of the generator. So, not the biggest deal, but I will have to be a little bit more vigilant, keeping the yard and the surrounding yards and street free of zombies. And I'm not going to be staying in this house long term, because a house right in the middle of the neighborhood is just intrinsically a bad place to have a base. You know, I could make it work, but there are risks. And to survive in Project Zomboid long term, you want to minimize risk. So, Agent Mulder is starting to look a little bit silly. His hair has grown. So if I go to the character information tab to info, I now see that his hairstyle has changed from left parted, or was it right parted? From parted business cut to the Donnie, which is this kind of floppy sort of cut. So since I have scissors in my inventory, I can simply cut my hair for the right hand parting. And we'll get Agent Mulder looking like his old self. There we go. And I'm going to just head on into the bathroom and grab the razor. And we're just going to shave that beard. Cool. So Agent Mulder is still covered in blood and filth. And he's going to stay that way for a little while, at least until I get a stable source of water to wash him off with. Or alternatively, next time I remember, or next time if I remember, next time I go to the river, I can, I think, have him just take a bath in the river and wash all of his clothes in the river. Since I have my oven back, I'm going to cook up some eggs and ground beef. So if you don't have a generator, obviously you're going to be forced to survive without electrical power. And that means pretty much all your perishable food needs to be eaten, or it's going to go bad very quickly. It also means that you can't cook in an oven like before. So typically what I've done in previous playthroughs is I've built a campfire outside in the yard and use the campfire to cook up various dishes like stew and other things like that. But since I have the convenience of a generator, I'm just going to keep on cooking up stuff in the oven just like before. It really is so much easier not having to deal with a campfire and fuel and all that stuff. I'm going to head out into the town, but first let's check the generator and see how much gas it's used up. It was at 80% before, and it is still at 80%. It gives me some stats here for fuel consumption, and it tells me what the generator is powering. We have 12 lights on inside, and those are taking up 0.02 liters per hour. The refrigerator is taking up 0.13 liters of fuel per hour. So the fridge is taking up 6 times more power than the lights. And if the oven were on, that would be part of it as well, but I turned the oven off. Just as an experiment, let's turn the oven on real quick. And the oven takes up 0.09 liters per hour, which is a little bit less than the fridge. What I was going to say before is this is actually quite realistic, because in real life, the lights in your house are a very small portion of the power used up by your house. Your refrigerator, your oven, your big appliances like the dryer, assuming it's a electric dryer, and your HVAC system consume way, way more power than your lights. So your mom and dad, who used to yell at you for keeping the lights on, I mean, it matters a little bit, but only a little bit. That's just my 2 cents. Double, triple check that I turned the oven off. On, off. Yep. Cool. Looks like the generator just ticked back down to 79% fuel. So it's using up like 1% fuel every couple hours in the game. It's very slow. The game is very generous with how quickly or how slowly the generator depletes fuel. And its condition is going to deplete even slower than that. But it is something that has to be dealt with. Just another thing that you gotta worry about in this game. So I'm out in the town, and oh, I went down a cul-de-sac here. I wanted to head to downtown and either do a little of exploring downtown, or check out the secluded cabin on the east side of town. Actually, I think I'm going to check out the secluded cabin. I have the secluded cabin in mind as an alternate base. So let's go there and check it out and see if it's actually a good place for a base. I have never had a base there before, and I almost hit that light pole. There are a couple of criteria that we're going to be looking for. I've really got to avoid hitting zombies with the car. A couple of criteria that you look for in a good base. But then again, as I've said, you can make pretty much any structure in the game into a base. It's probably even possible to have your base be in a shed, assuming you can fit a bed in there. I think some of the sheds you can fit a bed in there. So I've driven out past the rich person neighborhood, and I'm going to follow this little driveway here. Take the turn towards the east, and is that the... That's not the driveway, that's just the side road. I go a little ways more, and then there should be a driveway. Okay. This is a good sign. The first thing that I was going to check for is whether this was a concrete driveway, which it is, or a dirt driveway. If it were a dirt or a gravel driveway, that would be bad, because as the zombie apocalypse goes on, plants and trees and shrubs start growing everywhere. We haven't really seen it yet, but If this driveway were made of dirt or gravel, eventually it would get covered in shrubs and trees, and it would be impassable to a vehicle. So, take this little fork here to the right, and this is the secluded little cabin. Let's get out and check the place out. Probably gonna have to kill multiple zombies first. But you know, in a game called Project Zomboid, that's what you do. There shouldn't be an overwhelming number of them here, because we're a bit far away from the town itself. One more to go. Squish. Check the zombie corpses for goodies, like always. This one's got a digital watch and a camera. I can disassemble the camera for scrap electronics and EXP. Alright, so there's a pretty big pretty big concrete turnout here at the end of the driveway. That's good. This can hold at least like 4 or 5 cars, maybe. So far, so good. It's got a fenced in area here. This is not a tall fence, this is a short fence. But this might be a good place to build my garden, or you know, grow crops. We do have a forest kind of close to the house. There's always the fear that zombies will spawn in the forest or be in the forest in general, but at least the forest is somewhat distant from the house. It's not like right next to the house. This place is 2 stories, and the windows and doors have boards on them, which tells me that this is a survivor house, or if you will, a prepper house. There's not going to be any NPCs inside of it, obviously, but the idea is that these survivor houses were originally populated by people that prepared a little better for the zombie apocalypse and had the foresight to board up some windows. They usually have decent supplies in them as well. We went in a prepper neighborhood. Sorry, I can't talk and fight at the same time. We went in a prepper house in the rich person neighborhood a couple of episodes back. And that one had some pretty decent loot in it. Need to be extra careful because I'm starting to get exerted. I'm gonna carefully unboard a couple of these windows and get inside that way. By the way, you know what's BS about house alarms in this game? House alarms still work after the power outage. Alright. So we got a Zombo at this window. Okay, he's gonna bust down that window. So I might as well do it myself and have the advantage. Or the initiative, rather. Try to do a lunge attack. So I'm going to quickly move through this place and clear it of Zeds before they do any more damage to the doors and windows. Is there one in here? Nope. I think there might be one upstairs. There's one in there. Two of them! Alright, I need to be really careful here because I have no door to exit with. Pushed one of them down. Yeah, so I just violated the #1 rule of Zomboid again. You've seen me violate rules of Zomboid many times, but you're always supposed to have an escape route, like a good escape route. Ideally not a window. So what I should have done is I should have unbarricaded the doors before I started zombie hunting upstairs. Two of them in there. Okay. I think that's all the zombos. Let's take a chill pill and rest in the bathroom. I'm gonna put it on pause for a minute. Stand by. And I'm back. Yeah, I wanted to sit on the ground for a bit and recharge after fighting those Zeds. Okay, in the bathroom we have a spiked baseball bat in poor condition. Metal bar, metal pipe, hammer, pipe wrench. So yeah, some low-level, kind of low-level type weapons. Got a room with bunk beds. Master bedroom. Second bedroom with a big bed. And a bathroom. That's all that's upstairs. Downstairs we've got a bathroom, dining room with a table, and I think it's another bathroom. No, this is more like a washroom. Looks like there's some guns and ammo in the cabinets in here. This room might be good for storage, potentially. In the kitchen we have a fridge and an oven, which is all you really need. Got some food that's starting to go bad. Some fresh corn in the fridge. I'm going to go ahead and eat that. And some fresh cheese. There's stale broccoli and a rotten pork chop. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those. There's another room here. A room with 3 crates. With weapons, including an axe in perfect condition. It's the first full-size axe we've seen in the game. Some clothes, and an empty crate. That crate actually makes this house even more desirable. So, I like that. And I'm back again. It's going to be a little late. I'm going to carefully head back outside. Maybe do some unbarricading of these doors out here. I think I will use this house as a base. It's got some good features for a base. Seclusion, wide open space for growing stuff. There's a big open field next to it. Good stuff inside. Comes with 3 crates. I like it. At the back door now, unbarricading it. While I'm remembering it, let's put the rotten pork chop on the body of a zombie, as well as the stale broccoli. Looks like the back door was unlocked for some reason. Okay, so now all the doors are unlocked. more zombies here than I want to tangle with right now, so I'm going to head back to my main base. But first, I'm going to check out the outbuilding by the driveway. Of course, now I have 4 biters to deal with first. Let's go ahead and take care of that particular problem. Here we are on the map. We can see this big open field that's right next to the place. So we got this big outbuilding here. Okay, alright now. Let's see what's in the outbuilding real quick. Got a tool chest with some real basic stuff in it. Shelves with fertilizer and a bag of gravel. Some more crates. Hammer and a rake. And some tool chests. One of which is empty. Both of which are empty. This outbuilding is a pretty good find too, because if I just barricade up that huge open door, then this can serve as like a storage location. So I'm gonna head on back to my main base. You can tell that it's quite a bit darker outside now that all the power is out. Actually, I wanted to go that way. Back in the rich people neighborhood now, which is dark and silent. I had trouble remembering which way it was. Should be back at my block now. It is quite eerie how darker it is now that the power is out everywhere. But the power isn't really out everywhere. It's still on at my house. So I'm just going to quickly have a look around the perimeter for any bad boys, zomboids. The sound effect of the generator is quite quiet. It's now at 77% fuel. There don't seem to be any zombies around for it to attract, which is a good thing. Final look around, and I'm gonna head inside. Go ahead and cook up a little bit of apocalypse food here. Still at 93 kilos. I lost my up chevron, but I'm gonna chug some mayonnaise straight out of the jar and see if I can get it back. And it's back. Go ahead and walk over to the bookcase here and see if there are any more magazines for me to read. Nope. I've read all the magazines that I've collected. Got some fresh cooked bacon. Ground beef and meat patties are almost done. Oh, I forgot about this pork chop. I'm gonna cook that up too. I'm gonna put away the razor that I had from before. So this here will be my new base. The next, is there a shed? No, that's the little building that's inside of the pen. So the secluded cabin to the east of Riverside is going to be my new base, and I think I just leveled up cooking. Yep, leveled up cooking. Sweet. Let's go ahead and head off to bed. I'm gonna grab this mechanics book and give it some reading. So Agent Mulder is going to read his mechanics book 1 long into the night until he finishes it. It's probably going to take until about 3 a.m. And that's going to wrap it up. Peace.